Good morning students. So this is class 12th physics and I'll be discussing the test solution of chapter 6 and 7. So let us begin with your first question of the test. So the first question is, when a metal disc is placed on the top of an electromagnet and when the current is switched on, it flies away. Why? So the answer is, as the current flows, magnetic flux through the disc increases. So therefore a current is induced in the disc. And see, when this current is induced, the lower face of the disc gets same polarity as that of electromagnet, and as you know, the same magnetic poles repel each other. Therefore there is a repulsion between the electromagnet and the disc, and therefore it flies off due to the repulsion. In second question, it is given there is a AC source of frequency 50 Hz. You have to calculate the time taken by the source to get from the zero value to the maximum current. Okay. So now, as you know, time period is nothing but just inverse of frequency. So time period is 1 by 50 seconds. That means in 1 by 50 seconds, a full cycle is completed. Now for 0 to maximum value, the time required is 1/4 of the complete time. So this time required will be 1/4, that is T by 4, that is 1 upon 50 into 4, that is 0.005 seconds. In third question, because the loop is moving within the region of uniform magnetic field, therefore there will be no change in magnetic flux. So therefore there will be no induced current and therefore no direction. In fourth question, it is given that primary to secondary ratio is 3:2. A 5-volt battery is connected to primary, then what will be the voltage across secondary? Now, as you know, the transformer only works on a AC source. 5 volt is applied, that means we are applying a DC source. Therefore, the transformer will not work and therefore the voltage across secondary coil will be 0 volt. In fifth question, a graph is given and it is asked which one has higher self-inductance. So as you know the formula of magnetic flux as phi is equals to Li. So if I is constant, phi is directly proportional to L. So therefore I am drawing this line. For this I is same for A and B, that is for this line I has become constant. Now you can conclude phi of A is greater than phi of B. So when I is constant, phi of A is greater than phi of B. That means self-inductance of A is greater than self-inductance of B. In sixth question, you are given voltage across resistor, capacitor and inductor and it is asked to calculate the voltage of source. So it is just a formula based question. The voltage across source is under root of VR square plus VL minus VC whole square. Put the values, you will get the answer to be 100 volts. Seventh question has two parts. So the first part says why the current lags behind in an inductor. So the answer is when current flows through inductor, an EMF is generated in it due to self-inductance. This you know, when current will flow through it, an EMF will be generated which will oppose the flow of current, right? So that means a EMF is generating which is opposing the current. So therefore current lags behind the voltage. In a capacitor, now see, initially the capacitor is uncharged. When the current flows through the capacitor, it starts charging. So therefore the capacitor will start charging. And as you know, when the capacitor starts charging, some potential difference will develop across the plates of capacitor. So this means first the current is flowing through capacitor and then the potential difference is developing across the plates. Therefore current is leading the voltage in case of a capacitor. In eighth question, you are given a solenoid of 1000 turns with 1 meter length and area is 10 centimeter square, or you can write it as 10 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter square. So now you have to calculate self-inductance and the formula for self-inductance is mu naught n square A by L. So just put all the values, you will get the answer to be mu naught into 10 to the power 3 Henry or 1.25 millihenries. In question number 9, you are given that an unknown capacitance is connected with a resistance of 100 ohm, inductance of 4 by pi square Henry with 200 volt and 50 Hz AC source. Okay, and it is given that current is in phase with voltage. That means XL is equals to XC. Only in that case voltage can be in phase with current. That okay. So that means 1 upon L omega is equals to C omega. From here C will come to be 1 by L omega square. Now you have L and omega from the question. Omega is 2 pi nu is given. So just put the values and you will get the answer to be 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 5 farads. Okay, now as in the question, voltage and current are in same phase. That means impedance will be equal to R only, because XL is equals to XC. That means XL minus XC will become 0. So therefore impedance is 100 ohms only. In question number 10, EMF is given to be E naught sine omega t and the current in the circuit is given to be I naught sine into omega t plus pi by 4. So it is asking what is the element in that black box. So as you can see here, current is leading the voltage by pi by 4, and as you know, in a capacitor current leads the voltage, so the device is capacitor. Now you have to calculate the impedance in terms of resistance. So as we know phi and we know tangent phi, that is tangent pi by 4 is equals to XL minus XC upon R. Now here XL is 0, so we have XC upon R, or we can write it as VC upon VR. From here, tangent pi by 4 is 1. That means XC will come equal to R. Okay. Now to calculate impedance, we'll just use the formula under root R square plus XC square. XC is also R, so answer will come to be root 2 R. In question number 11, you are given two inductors L1 and L2 of magnitude 16 millihenry and 12 millihenry. It is given that the rate of increase of current is same in both of them, that is di1 upon dt is equals to di2 upon dt. And second thing given in the question is power across the inductors is also same, that is P1 is equals to P2, or you can say P is nothing but EI, that means E1 I1 is equals to E2 I2. So all these things are given in question only. Now you have to calculate the ratio of voltage across them. So E1 upon E2, as you know, E1 is minus L1 di1 by dt. So therefore E1 is this upon E2 is this. This is same, it will cancel out. So you will be left with L1 by L2, that is 16 by 12, or you can say 4 by 3. Now to calculate the ratio of energy stored, as you know, the formula of energy stored in an inductor is half Li square. So U1 upon U2 will be half L1 I1 square upon half L2 I2 square. So this will be L1 I1 square upon L2 I2 square. Now as power is given to be equal, from here I1 upon I2 will come to be E2 by E1. Just put it in this one. So from here you will get U1 upon U2 is equals to L1 upon L2 into E2 upon E1 whole square. Put the values, you will get the answer to be 3 by 4. In question number 12, a graph is given to you and it is said that the radius of the coil is 0.12 meter, resistance is 8.5 ohms. Then you have to calculate the current and you have to draw a graph between current and time. Okay, so as you know, induced EMF is minus d phi by dt. And phi is BA. So therefore A will come outside because here B is depending on time. So we will be taking minus A dB by dt. Now current is nothing but voltage upon resistance, and your voltage is this, that is minus area is pi r square into dB by dt upon R. Now what we have to do, look in the graph from time 0 to 2 seconds dB by dt is 1 by 2. So for 0 to 2 seconds dB by dt is 1 by 2. R take it to be small r because this is resistance, this is area. So in area we have to take radius, so I am denoting it with small r. Okay, so now dB by dt is 1 by 2 from 0 to 2. Okay, r is given in question, pi you know, capital R is also given. So put all the values, you will get the value of current from 0 to 2 seconds to be minus 0.0026 amperes. Now for t from 2 to 4. In this time interval, dB by dt is 0 because B is not depending on time, it is constant. So if dB by dt is 0, that means current will also come to be 0. Similarly, from 4 to 6, you can see the graph is same as from 0 to 2 and 4 to 6, just the sign is opposite. So therefore, I will come to be 0.0026 ampere. Now from this data, you can easily draw a graph between I and T. So this will be the graph between current and time. From 0 to 2, value of current is this much. From 2 to 4, it is 0. And from 4 to 6, it is having a positive value of 0.0026. So this is the graph. Okay. Thank you.